The CSG Actuarial Market Edge tool is a great resource for you to figure out of all of the agents that are using the CSG quoting tool, what type of quotes are they running. The second component of this is it's going to break down the Medicare demographic information. So it really helps you pinpoint your areas of opportunity. So you can see how many people are over age 65, turning age 65, and then your Med Supp versus Medicare Advantage enrollment. So during this video here, we're going to show you how you can figure out both of those just by running your search on Market Edge. So the first thing that you're going to do here is you are going to select your state. So you can select multiple states if you wanted to. In this example, I'm just going to run a state for Texas here. Your quote parameters, this is you just telling the system what you want to see as far as the quoting activity goes if you're curious. If you're not curious on the quoting activity and you're just concerned about the Medicare demographics by state, then you can leave this information blank. But let's just say, for example, I do want to know how many Plan G quotes are being ran for an age 65. I can bring in either tobacco status and either gender status as well. And then from there, you can select your quote date range. So if I was curious on how many quotes were being ran in the last 30 days, that is the default, but I can adjust that. It's very interesting to see how the quoting activity does change throughout the year, especially during AEP, where we do see more quotes being ran on our system. And then results here, you can view it on a map, a chart, or a table. I find the map to be the most useful and interactive, but if you did want to have it on a chart or a table, you can do it that way as well. So from there, I'm just going to go ahead and hit run search. Again, if you want to bypass that quote information, if you're just concerned about Medicare demographics, you can just leave that all blank. So what it's going to do here is it's going to generate a heat map for me. You can see here it's pretty colorful for Texas. Now what it did here is it broke out the more heat mapped based upon the Med Supp quotes that are being ran. So my darker areas here is where I have the most quoting activity, and it's going to show me here on the right how many Med Supp quotes were ran, because I was looking for how many age 65 Plan G quotes are being ran. So I can kind of see, is this area that I'm focused on, are there a lot of other agents that are running quotes in this area? You may know of a company that has very competitive rates in a certain area, and you can just use our system to see, are other agents quoting in that area? If they're not, maybe I should focus some of my marketing efforts into areas where I know of good rates, but I just don't see a lot of agents running quotes. So you can use all of that information to really to help you evaluate those areas of opportunity. If I was more concerned about filtering and looking for areas where there is the most individuals turning age 65, maybe I can change my filter, and then my zip codes populate over here on this bar as being, this is the area where there's the most people turning age 65. So you can play around with this, these different filtering options. You can filter by more people with Med Supp or Medicare Advantage. But you can see here, as you hover over a certain area, it's going to show you how many people are over age 65, turning age 65, and then the Med Supp versus Medicare Advantage enrollments. So use this information to help you find where your areas of opportunity are. So if you are purchasing leads, or if you are getting involved with community events and you just want to make sure that you are spending your time wisely, or again, purchasing leads where you can tell them, I want leads in this zip code or this area of the state, because you know there are more people turning age 65 there. You can zoom into a particular 3-digit zip code to then break it out by 5-digit zip code. So now as I hover over this 5-digit zip code, I can see how many quotes were ran, what's my median household income, population over age 65, turning age 65, and then my Med Supp versus Medicare Advantage enrollments. So again, using this as a tool, so we can see in this particular zip code, there are way more Medicare Advantage enrollments than there are Med Supp. So if you're going into this area and you're marketing Med Supp, you may be better off maybe on the Medicare Advantage side just because there are more Medicare Advantage enrollments than there are Med Supp. Or I do know that there are 65 people turning 65 this month in the zip code. Maybe I need to focus some efforts on areas that have the most people. So I'm going to probably avoid this area because there's only 4 people that month. Again, I want to focus on those areas where it's going to be most beneficial for me. So that's kind of how these Medicare demographics work in here. Now you can zoom back and go back to Texas as the entire state. You could do multiple states on here. You can do a national map as well. You have some great features in order to export this as well. So if you wanted to export all of this into a raw Excel file and play around with the different tables in Excel, you can do that. You can also export it into an image. Or if you would rather see this information displayed on a chart or a table, you have that option here as well. So you can create custom charts and custom tables. I personally like the map view. It's very easy and friendly to use. But again, this is how those different charts or table versions work within Market Edge as well. You can change the different axes points, the series and group items as well. So feel free to get into the Market Edge tool and to play around with it. Again, it's a very good resource for you in order to figure out areas of opportunity as far as the Medicare enrollments go, and also just being able to check the quoting activity to see what agents are quoting.